Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is that you are watching the broadcast. It is wonderful to be on with you this morning. Wonderful to see you, to be able to connect with you, to say hi, hi, hi. What is happening? What is happening? So, hello, beloved. Hello, and welcome. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I've been on playing with this morning. Time got by me while I was playing, but we are on now. We are on and up and popping. Good morning, Brian. Hey, sis. So good to see you. Good morning, and welcome, welcome. Good morning. Good to have you here this morning. And so, for those of you who will be live, yes, yes, yes. Let's play. Let's play. Let's get it going. For those of you who will hashtag it and replay it, let's make that happen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you for engaging in your own time and space and all of that. For those of you who will be on, and I don't know you on, but you're doing what you do the way you do it. All right, let's make that happen. And for those who will be used by Papa, yes, 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 and yes. Loving it. I am loving that you are used by Papa to encourage me, to give me that special dose when I need it the most. So thank you for wherever you fall. I appreciate you just being active, being engaged, being in inspired actions. That's what it's about. Us being in inspired actions. Letitia, good morning, dear. Good to see you. Good to see you. It's about us being in inspired actions, doing the thing that we have been created to do. I want to remind everybody that today is the day. Good morning, Sherry Naylor. Today is the day that we will be doing episode number 2 of For the Love of It. So be sure to tune in to 313 Watkins. Hey, Erica. Good morning, honey bun. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. So good to see you. So be sure to tune in to 313 Watkins. 313watkins.com, WHPR Live TV. And this is what it looks like, y'all. If you stream into 313watkins.com, this is our live TV. And then just click here on this, click here on this link to take you to the live TV, right? So you want to make sure that you stream here, 313watkins.com. And once you get there, you're going to click on WHPR Detroit Live. Erica, good morning. Right? So we will be on this morning. So make sure that you are on, that you are there. Right? 313watkins.com. So 11:30 to noon, episode number 2. Be there or go back later. I still haven't found out how to get to the YouTube channel. I'll ask today when I go into the station. I'll ask today. Um, so wonderful to be on today. So we're still the same things that we're still engaged in, the exact same things is make sure that you get the book, you read the book, and make sure you give me your comments. And your comments, you can provide those. Good morning, Ray. So good to see you. Good morning to you. Thank you for being with us today. So you can provide your comments at self-love at drcatherineejames.com. Get the book, read it. Comments from the show, comments from the book. Either way, it's up to you. Just connect with me. So the TV show, the TV show starts today. Oh, thank you. That's why I love you. No. I love how y'all love on each other. Yes, the way you are loving on each other. So make sure you're tuning in today. It airs today, right? Every Friday, right? Every Friday. Even if I am out of the state, it will air every Friday. So let's get that banner changed. TV show For the Love of It airs today, every Friday from 11:30 to noon Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you tune in, right? To Watkins. So we just 313 Watkins.com. 313watkins.com. All right. Updating this banner. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. So we'll have the ticker banner just gone on across. There we go. All right. I think we got it all in one banner here. Tune in at 313watkins.com. 313watkins.com. All right, beloved. All right. So today's message. Hey, Sister Jackie, my sister. So good to see you, my dear. Good morning to you. So today's message, the wake, the trail that we leave behind, the trail that our life leaves behind, the wake is not the best use of our precious energy and or time. I'm just saying, the wake is not the best use of our energy or our time. The trail that our life leaves behind is not the best use of our energy or our time. If we find ourselves spending too much time in the wake, if we find ourselves spending too much time looking behind us, if we find ourselves spending too much time on the trail that was, on the thing that was, on the story that was, it's not the best use of our time, beloved, because we have now, which is our life. Now, being present in the present moment is the better use of our time. Being now, focusing on what's happening now is the best use of our time. The wake is not the best use of our time. Now is the better, is the best, is the optimal use of our time. So how can you, so I've got a question here that I want to ask you. How can you tell the story in a way that empowers you right now? So we all have stuff in our history. We all have things that have happened to us. We all have a story to tell. But the question becomes, how can you tell that story in a way that empowers you now? In a way that empowers you now. We all have a story, and our stories can take us to we can use our story, our personal story, as a platform or as an imprisonment. We can use our story as a platform from which we stand that informs everything that we know and will do moving forward, or we can use our story to imprison ourselves. You get to choose how you spin the story. And in spin, I don't mean make something up, but what perspective, right? What meaning you give to your story. So things didn't go right for you. Things didn't go the way that you wanted them to, the way that you anticipated that you will. You could spin that to mean to say that, and so I might as well just forget it then. I might as well give up on my dream. I might as well not just even try. Or you could spin it to say, that just taught me the ways that it didn't work. That just taught me that at that time in that season, maybe that wasn't what it was going to go. Wasn't what, I needed to go down another street. I needed to try another partner. I needed to, whatever it might be. You get to decide which way you spin the story. You get to decide what's the version that you're going to tell, how you frame that incident, how you tell that story. How can you tell that story in a way that empowers you is my question. How can you tell that story? It's not that the stuff didn't happen. It's not that perhaps it didn't suck, right? It's not that it wasn't unfair. All of those things can be factual. But the truth of the matter is you get to decide what the facts mean for you. Okay, it was unfair. Do you lay down and play dad? Do you say uncle? Or do you say, okay, that was unfair, so I'm going to rise, okay? I'm going to rise and I'm going to make sure that this unfair thing doesn't happen to the person coming behind me. You get to decide. Or they're unfair, life is unfair, unfair things always happen to me, so what's the point? What's the use? You get to decide what story you're going to tell. How can you tell that story in a way that empowers you? They were unfair. They were uncouth. They were, wrong, they were okay, they were. Now what are you? Now how you gonna show up? Now what you gonna do, beloved? So what's your next move? How you gonna show up in this situation? Because you get to choose every time. You get to choose. So I'm just saying, what you gonna do? There is a reason the rear view mirror is so small in the car. It allows you to see what's behind you, but reminds you that what's in front is more important. Absolutely. Thank you, Letitia. Now is all that we have. What happened, it's over. It's beyond. There's nothing we can do about this. It is gone. So the only thing we can do about what's in the rearview mirror is to learn from it. Is to learn from it and to get out of the way of it. Right? We can look in the mirror and see something coming and we can make some adjustments. But if we keep looking in the mirror, we're going to crash and burn. We're going to, at the very least, end up somewhere that we didn't and not know where we're going. And at the worst, crash into something that's in front of us, right? Go down the wrong direction. So we can use the rear view to tell ourselves, okay, you don't want to go in that direction. As you look and you see what the wake was, the trails, you see the trail that you leave behind and you decide that you don't want to leave that trail again, then you got to go in a different direction. So which means it then behooves you, me and you, to look forward to decide where we want to go and not just be decided for us. I'm so excited that we are talking about this. I did yesterday and said my freedom is my birthright. Yes, I let them know that I'm thankful I've grown and that I continue to grow. It is your birthright, honey bun. Yes, it is. It's your birthright. You have a right to grow. Freedom is all of our birthright. But we got to decide if we want to be free. Dorian, good morning, Dorian. So good to see you, my brother. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We get to decide if we want to be free. We get to decide what story we tell. We can't determine what happens to us, but we can determine what meaning we give to what happens to us. We can't stop, someone from clowning or acting a fool or doing what they do. We don't have control over other people. But beloved, let me tell you what's not up for grabs. If something did happen to me, what's up for grabs is not me rehearsing a story of imprisonment. You get to decide if your history is going to be your platform or if your history is going to be your imprisonment. We can allow our history to become quicksand, or we can allow our history to become a solid platform from which we can then stand and build. You get to decide, beloved. And the way that we decide, right, is how we tell the story. How you tell the story. The wake of our life, the trail that we leave behind, it doesn't get to drive our life today unless we only talk about the trail. We only talk about the trail as if the trail is the determining factor of what happens. What happened to you yesterday does not determine what happens today. It doesn't matter if it was positive or negative. If you keep talking about what happened yesterday, you miss opportunities. You're not present today. You're not focused today to drive the boat of your life today. I am calling us to be focused. Yes, look in the rearview mirror to learn, to know, to decide whether or not we want to repeat something, but we can't live in the past. We can't live in the past. And so often we'll say, I can't because. And the because is something that's done and over with. I'm stuck here because. Now, I understand trauma. I am a mental health practitioner. I am licensed and been licensed for a couple of decades now. And I get that. But I also know that as we are working through trauma, the stories that we tell ourselves about the trauma matters. If your story that you're telling yourself about what has happened in your past is a continuation of you being victimized, then you can't help but to get more victimization. Then you start to victimize yourself. We need to tell the story enough to get it out. But at a certain point, if we still telling that story 20 years later, then what we're doing is re-victimizing ourselves. At some point, beloved, we got to tell a different story. At some point, we've got to tell a different version of the story. So how can you tell that story in a way that empowers you? That's the question. It happened. Yes, it did. And it sucked in some ways. Yes, it did. But how can you tell the story in a way that you're empowered? The other side of because will tell how you interpret the story. All right now, my sister. I hear that. The other side of because will tell how you interpret the story, and how we interpret the story matters. How we interpret the story. Do you in your story, are you victorious or are you a victim? In your story, on the other side of because, does that because interpret you as being a victim, or does it interpret you as being victorious? Right? As working your way through it, as getting back up again. This just, our version of the story, empowered don't mean that you're not knocked down. Empowered don't mean that you don't have mishaps. Empowered don't mean that you don't even stop and idle to catch your breath. Empowered means that you just get back up every time. Bruised, maybe. Battered, perhaps. Confused, okay. But you get back up. Bewildered, disappointed, heartbroken, but you get back up. Not knowing which direction to go in, not even knowing if you want to go, but you get back up. Right? You had something happen that you didn't expect. Or maybe it did, maybe something was wonderful, but it just didn't continue. But you get back up. I'm just saying, can you say with me, but I got back up? But I got back up. But I got back up. Can you say that with me? But I got back up. And I'm getting back up. And it's not an option for me to stay down. Getting up is not. Look at you, Jackie. We are on the same page. Getting up is not an option. It's not an option as to whether or not I get back up. 7 times a righteous man falleth, and 7 times he gets back up. Woman, man, but I got back up. I'm just saying, but I got back up. It's not an option, but we got back up. It's not an option as to whether or not we get back up. Let me tell you, one of the best way to get back up is to love you well. It's to love you thoroughly. It's to love you first. It's to love you consistently. Brian, you said, but I got back up and I'm standing tall. Yes. All right, we on it popping this morning. But I got back up. But I got back up. But I got back up. Because I got back up. Why are you standing? Because I got back up. Why do you believe? Because I got back up. Why do you profess? Because I got back up. Why are you happy? Because I got back up. Why are you filled with joy? Because I got back up. Why are you able to do what you do? Because I got back up. Why are you able to help somebody else? Because I got back up. Why are you dancing, beloved? Because I got back up. Why do you love hard the way that you do? Because I got back up. Because the other side of because I got back up. That's my story. My story is because I got back up. Yes, the cheerleader in me is on and popping because I got back up. That's the story. That's the version. That is my reason that to explain who I am, how I am, why I am, because I got back up. And beloved, the scripture says 7 times a righteous man or woman fallen, but 7 times they get back up. That scripture is an encouragement to me that no matter what comes our way, and stuff is coming because that's just a part of life, will you make a commitment today that you will have the testimony, you will have the declaration when someone asks you how, you say, because I got back up. I'm just saying, because I got back up. Because I got back up. Because I got back up. How do you explain it? Because I got back up. What is your method? Getting back up. What's your strategy? Getting up every time. Not staying down too long. Not telling a story of woe that's going to put quicksand on my legs and feet. What's your process? Getting back up and learning with the lesson so I don't have to trip over that again. Because I got back up. So, beloved, join me today for more strategies and tools. Today, I'm going to talk about self-love. We're going to take a deep dive into this whole process that Papa gave me some almost 20 years ago. This method of self-love, this strategy that he gave me. It's a 5-step process. I keep going, so is it 5 or is it 7? Anyway, it's a step process. It's a multi-step process. And I'm going to dive deeply into it today from 11:30 to noon. And so make sure you catch the show and let folk know and join the movement, the More Love Please movement. Join the movement, More Love Please. And in that movement, beloved, we let me go back to talking about the show. First of all, I think I just got rid of my side, but go to the ticker tape is at the bottom. Make sure that you go and then just click on live TV, 11:30 to noon. Look, call in today. Call in. They'll be ready for you to call in today. They wasn't ready last week because they said that people don't get call-ins at the first show. But okay, we at the second show. So make sure you call in, and you got to turn your device down. You got to listen. Listen to the phone. Don't listen to your device when you call in. Listen on the phone for, the conversation. I'm so excited to see you getting so excited on your second time. I will be with you in spirit, cheering you on your self-love show. We will continue the momentum. Thank you, Honey Bun. I appreciate you being with me. Yes, last week we had a wonderful, wonderful day. It was a perfect first episode experience. I'm grateful for your presence, for you and Miss Devira. I'm grateful. We had a great time. It was very, very special. A very special time. So remember, getting back up is not an option. And what Jackie say, the other side of because will tell how you interpret the story. I'm not, I am because, or I'm not because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see, right? The things that Papa just drops in. I love y'all, for real. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Spread the word that we're on the air. We're on the air, right? We're in social media every Monday through Thursday from 5:40 till 6, But we're also on WHPR Live Detroit, 11:30 to noon. Make sure you join us there. And, drcatherineejames.com. You can always find stuff there. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I will. At the moment that Abba gave us our breath, me and you, we forfeited. We relinquished. We gave up the right to not be amazing. You and I, we don't have a right to not be amazing because we are beyond amazing. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.